Welcome back to the Hair of the Dog podcast. I am your host, Nicole Begley, and today we are chatting once again with Mandi Pratt from Greyboy Prints, and we're talking all about gift giving, gift receiving, gift certificates, all the gifts, because I don't know if you've checked your calendar. It's almost here. Christmas time, holiday time, Hanukkah time, Festivus time. It's almost here. So how are you going to navigate this time in your business with gift certificates, gifts to clients? Well, stay tuned and find out. See you in a bit.
Welcome to the Hair of the Dog podcast. If you're a pet photographer ready to make more money and start living a life by your design, you've come to the right place. And now, your host, pet photographer, travel addict, chocolate martini connoisseur, Nicole Begley.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Hair of the Dog podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Begley, and we have an incredible return guest this week. Welcome back to Mandi Pratt from Greyboy Prints out in California. Mandi, welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. Yeah, you guys, I said welcome back to the podcast. That means Mandi's been on the podcast before. You can check her out on episode number 29, where we talk about unique handcrafted products that you can create for your clients. Because Mandi is not only a pet photographer, but she also runs a etching business to make these beautiful handcrafted prints that I can't do it justice explaining. So Mandi, why don't you go ahead and explain a little bit about what you do?
Sure. Thank you. So yes, they are etchings. And I was having a lot of clients ask me, hey, I'm so glad I did a pet photography session with you, but what about, my pets from the past? Is there anything that you can do with my own photos? And I was thinking, oh no, but then my grandmother is an artist and she's a printmaker. And she was like, here, take my, printmaking press and start using that. So it's a really cool way to take, somebody's own photo that they have and transform it into fine art through the printmaking process. So I use sunshine and metal and ink, and it's like a truly handcrafted product, and it takes like 2 days to make one.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, they're really beautiful. If you guys are looking, one of the things we need to do in our businesses is to have products that differentiate ourselves from Costco and Walgreens. And this is definitely not something that either of those places will ever offer because it really has so much, individualness that goes into it and like actual handcrafted, truly handcraftedness that goes into create these. They're absolutely beautiful, stunning, unique. It's a great thing to add into your product offerings or, like Mandi said, it's something to offer for those people that are like, oh man, I have these dogs or cats or horses that, are no longer with us. Can we do something? You could create a whole big, beautiful wall of all pets, past and present. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. So if you want more info on that, go listen to episode 29. It is chock full of it. But today, Mandi, we are going to chat a little bit about gift certificates because this usually sounds good in theory until we start to do it. And then we're like, oh, man, I did not plan for that gift certificate thing so well. And it's often a lesson that we have to learn the hard way. I know I did at least, and a few other people that I've talked to have.
Me too.
Yes. So, so I guess kind of let's talk about some of the best ways, best practices, or potential pitfalls about gift certificates. What do you have for us?
Well, I learned something really interesting this past year when I had people order, these gift certificates from me for etchings. I was noticing, well, even too for photography sessions, I was noticing that a lot of people weren't cashing them in. But I had a former etching client reach out to me and say, hey, my really good friend just lost her dog and I'd love to purchase a gift certificate. So she purchased it. And then what she did, I thought was so great. She did an intro email between myself and her friend, the recipient of the gift certificate. And so that way it really connected us and helped her to really get that gift, that she gave her. So I just thought, oh my gosh, like that's such a good idea. And, I should maybe suggest that to other people who are purchasing a gift certificate from me for either service.
Yeah.
And just tell them, I'm happy to like take it from there for you, but just introduce me so I can be of service,
Right. So they can actually take advantage. And the gift giver wants that. I mean, the last thing a gift giver would want for them to like never cash in the gift that they gave them. So they want them to be able to go and enjoy, whether it's a photography session or an etching or anything else. So that becomes a great act of service. And really, I think we can utilize this in so many different ways for charitable fundraisers or silent auctions. And, that's kind of hit or miss because sometimes because of privacy concerns, some charities won't email you that person's contact information. But I actually there's a fairly large shelter here in Charlotte that I still donate to for silent auctions. And they did it virtual this year. And they, after it was over, emailed me and the winner to introduce us. And it was so helpful because I could get in touch with them and say, all right, here's how the process works. When do you want to do this? Let's get on the calendar. I have their contact information. I can follow up with them. It's so much better just from a service standpoint. It's definitely something that can be really, really helpful. Yeah. So for gift certificates, let's talk about maybe some potential pitfalls. What are some potential pitfalls or some lessons that you've had to learn the hard way about gift certificates, specifically for photography businesses?
Oh boy. Well, yeah.
We're bearing it all here on the Hair of the Dog podcast.
Yeah, right.
It's all good. We've all been there.
Yeah.
I'll share my stories too.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, not letting them know that, being specific enough, like this gift certificate gets you like one portrait, Yeah. And I've even had somebody contact me. It was a while ago for a gift certificate. And I was like, well, I don't know if you really want to, because I just want to be upfront. Like most people spend like at least $500. So I don't know if you're doing your friend a service or not by paying like $200 for the session, and that gets them one print or whatever I was doing, because they'll probably want more, So I like to make sure that they know that up front.
Yeah. I actually have it as a policy basically that I just say, I only sell gift certificates in $500 increments. Like the minimum gift certificate's $500. The only time I will not do that is if it's a husband buying for a wife or a wife buying for a husband. So if it's a family member, like a spouse buying for each other, as long as they are very aware of what my pricing is and there is going to be additional purchases on the back end, I will sell them like a gift certificate for a normal session fee. Because they're going to be part of the purchasers too, right? But if it's somebody buying for a friend, that's not going to fly so well, because I feel like it just puts everybody in a bad situation that, the gift receiver is expecting that they can come in and get something with this and then to be like, oh, now I have to spend a whole bunch more money, or I'm getting like one little 8x10 print, but like all the stuff you're showing me is so beautiful, but thousands of dollars. They're frustrated. The gift giver definitely did not intend for their recipient to feel frustrated or unable to get what they want, because they were thinking, it's $250. Yeah, they'll be able to get anything they want with that, because they just are not connecting that. And then you're, of course, frustrated and, you want to serve them, but you have your policies and your prices, and it's just uncomfortable at best for a situation like that. So, so I've basically, I don't even advertise gift certificates really, which is not to say you shouldn't. You definitely could, but you want to build it around, like structure and at a minimum price point where you're happy with the amount you're getting paid to do that session if they purchase nothing else. And B, they can be happy and feel like they got something of value from that session, even if they spend nothing else.
Right.
So that's kind of my formula for finding that happy gift certificate number.
Right. Yes, that's so smart. With the etchings, it's a little bit different because, you know, the price point is so different. So normally the most popular etching is the small one that fits in the 8x10. So that's $199.
Perfect.
So most people purchase that. It's, you know, no big deal because it's the whole thing right there.
Yeah.
You know, but another thing too was it was nice not only for them to do an intro email, but to also, they could even go like a step further and offer to help their friend choose a photo, you know, like, you know, they could even go onto their social feed and be like, oh, this one would be cute or, you know, whatever. I just feel like that's helping them even more, especially if it's for like a pet loss, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. So what do you do? Is there anything special? So say, all right, the things we need to watch out for is number one, we need to figure out what this gift certificate looks like and, you know, what rules we're putting around it, kind of what fence around it. And then we have somebody that comes in and they want to purchase it. And you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. $500 you're going to spend. Sure. All right, great. You're going to purchase a gift certificate. What's next in that process? Are there any tips that you have for how to then deliver said gift certificate?
Right. Well, in mine, I have this cute little like petal folder and then it opens up and then it has, well, for the etchings, it has like a postcard that has all about them and shows examples and like how they're made. So it has the info in it, you know? And then it actually has a little card that says a gift for you, you know, and it's a gift of, and then you can have the amount and then to from, and then it's authorized by myself. And then it has, you know, the boundaries in there, like not redeemable for cash. Yes. And then I even offer them, receive a free gift when you redeem your certificate within the first 2 weeks.
Okay.
So it kind of gives them an extra incentive to, you know, reach out right away.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Where do you get those printed?
White House custom color.
Okay. Beautiful. Yep. And there's a 5x7 cards.
Let's see.
What size are they? They look like 5x7.
The postcard that talks all about the artwork is the 5x7. And then I do like a little bit smaller. I think it's like the 4.5 by 5.5 or something like that.
Gotcha.
And that goes inside of it and it's the actual like certificate.
Perfect. Beautiful.
And then my business card.
Yeah. Yeah. My gift certificate is similar. So I have, it's called, they have a mini plus piece at Marathon Press, which is like a very small version. I have the big version. It's like a 5x5 and it's like this one middle thing, but it's basically like a big cross. So it has like 3 5x5 spots sideways and 3 5x5 spots up and down, and you fold it in on itself. And then you have loose 5x5s that go in the middle. So it is beautiful and it feels like truly a gift. I use this for my auction client winners. I use it for gift certificates. And I always tell people, oh, if you're going to do the gift certificate, I have something I will send you so that you can, you know, utilize this to give them so they actually have something to open.
Perfect.
But you know, before, like when I first started, I didn't have the funds necessarily to like invest in these big, beautiful pieces.
Yes.
So what I actually did is I had 5x7 like brown folders with my logo on them for delivering a print. So I would just take that and then I would get some nice like thick resume paper from like Staples or something. And I would print out a gift certificate on that and I would just tear it. So it would be like a torn edge print, but I was just printing it at home and then putting it on there with just my logo. This is, or for so-and-so from so-and-so, what it is, expiration date, and with like a card inside. So I didn't have anything fancy or special. I mean, ideally, yes, having that little information 5x7 or something that like tells them what it is that they have been gifted with is amazing. But I don't want any of you guys out there like, oh, I can't do it. I can't afford to, you know, do this, or I don't have the time to do this. We can make it really simple for sure. But definitely making it pretty like that So what do we have so far? Make it pretty, make sure that it's priced appropriately and that you have that conversation. You guys, that pricing conversation is so critical on that front end of the gift certificate purchasing. And then try to get those email introductions. And even if you just talk to that person as they're purchasing, saying, hey, a lot of my gift certificate purchasers, even if you haven't had any, whatever, it's fine. This is great language to use. Most of my gift certificate purchasers, after they give the gift, will then send an email introduction. So that way I can reach out, that I can then be connected with the gift receiver and we can, get started on this process. And they'll be like, oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. All right. So talked about some pricing pitfalls, intro email.
Maybe boundaries of.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. What are some of your boundaries?
Mine are not redeemable for cash.
Yes.
And this is talking about the etching one. So there would probably be more on the photography one, but for the etchings, it's not redeemable for cash. And then where I live in California, we cannot put an expiration date. So I don't have an expiration date. I cannot remember what else, but that's the main one, so they know it's not redeemable for cash.
Yeah, the not redeemable for cash. Expiration dates is a huge one, which you need to check your local laws. I think the majority of laws these days, you can't expire what people paid. I believe many places you can expire a special gift. Like for instance, Groupon. Yes. It's like, okay, if you purchase a $50 massage, that's usually $100. But if you don't redeem it by February 1st, then you don't get that special $100 bonus. It just reverts back to the money paid. So I believe almost all places by law, you can never expire the money paid for gift certificates. So that's just something to keep in mind. I do put, which for auctions and things like that are slightly different because they're not purchasing them directly. Right. So I believe those can legally have an expiration date. But again, it depends on your local laws. So I do put expiration dates for that, and you can put them on a gift certificate, but then just honor them. But it really depends on everything. Like if you're getting that email connection, that totally negates the need to try to encourage people to get it done right away.
Right. That's true.
Actually, this just made me think of something for another potential pitfall. And that is always, always, always do your gift certificates as a dollar amount, not as a product. Because your prices will change potentially in 5 years if somebody waits a while to then redeem it. And you're like, man, they only paid $175, but now this product's like $650.
Oh gosh.
So definitely do like an actual priced thing there. And then what do you do, Mandi, for tracking? Because tracking is really important too. Do you keep like a spreadsheet of the gift certificates you sold?
Right. So it's different for the etchings and the photography. So for the photography, I just literally I'm such a pen and paper person that I kept a folder in my file cabinet with my handwritten note of, who purchased it, when it was purchased, what it was for, all that kind of thing. But with the etchings, I actually have, through my WordPress site, I use WooCommerce. So I can see there the history. So it makes it easier. So they're very different, the two of them.
Yeah. Nice. And neither is right or wrong, you guys. You just want something to track it, even if it's pen and paper. That's what I always like to say about I see so many people that they haven't even started their business and they're like, I need to set up a CRM, a Dubsado, a Tave, a Honeybook, or this or that. I'm like, well, or you can just keep track on a piece of paper and put it in like a folder.
Keep it simple, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then when you get busy, yeah, maybe then you want to look at having some more systems and things like that. So, just have a place that you track it and you know where it is so you can keep an eye on how many are out, what the code is. And, I make my code just like the person's initials and the date. Do you have any sort of system for your code?
I don't. I'm not that fancy.
Oh, that just helps me remember. Then that where if they're like, if for some reason they don't have it or something, they can kind of tell me where it is, and it just helps me kind of figure that kind of stuff out. But yeah, oh gosh, that's so good. So is there anything else about gift certificates? Because I would also love to talk about gifting our clients in this gift-like talk that we have. Any other gift certificate thoughts that you have for people?
I think too, like it's also nice to be able to include a handwritten note.
Oh, yes.
So, sometimes they'll have me ship the gift certificate directly to somebody. And then I always offer to include like a handwritten note with whatever message they want.
Yeah.
I think that's a little bit nicer too. Better customer service.
I love that.
Recipient feels like, ooh, it's extra special, instead of just, it's, a lot different than like a Best Buy gift card or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Anytime we can add any sort of handwritten anything into life, it is definitely for the best. Or like, I don't know, something in the mail that's not a bill or junk.
True.
Is amazing, which is so funny now. I get so many like all my credit cards or email and like virtual delivery and this and that. Like I don't even get bills anymore in the mail. It's now just like pretty much all junk all the time.
Oh gosh.
Like, I want just fun things sometimes.
Yeah, snail mail feels like a true like treasure these days.
Right.
Like a Christmas card, a holiday card, or something. It's just or like a thank you note or anything. I just love tangible notes in the mail.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I agree. I mean, the most excited I get is when they put one of my Amazon things in my mailbox instead of at my door. I'm like, oh, there's something in here.
That's funny.
I ordered it myself. Whatever. I don't care.
Right.
All right. So gifts. So those are gift certificates, people contacting us, wanting to give a gift for somebody else. But Christmas season, holiday season approaching, it's also a great practice to gift some of our best clients, which truly, again, guys, you don't have to overthink this. It can be as simple as that handwritten card of just saying, Merry Christmas, thinking about you guys. Hope you have a wonderful holiday season. That's it. And people are going to be like, oh, that was so nice of her to take the time to do that. Yeah. So don't be shy. But if somebody wants to do a little bit more for their clients, or like maybe clients that are at a certain price point, I've always done some ornaments in the past with like a picture from their session. I've done also a little calendar for like really good clients, like multiple thousand, like the 3,500 and up really kind of clients. I would sometimes do I think it was Artifact Uprising. They had a really pretty desktop calendar. Yeah. That was gorgeous. So I would do like something like that for them. Nice. But yeah, your etchings could be a good gift too. So tell us, I guess, like what kind of thoughts do you have about client gifts? Is that something you utilize for your photography clients?
Yes, for the photography clients, I do. Yeah, I have these little tiny mini etchings that we also talked about in episode 29.
Yeah. But, they're so
cute. Thanks. So they have the little noses, the little muzzles on them of the different types of dog breeds, or I have one for the kitty people, but I made those as little tiny gifts, just because sometimes you just want to give like just a little thinking of you type of gift, and they're only $35. So I'm like, those are good so I may even give my photography clients one of those. So yeah, but they make perfect, like, little teacher gifts or whatever. But for clients, I think it's important to gift them with, something so they feel noticed. And like you said, it could even be like a holiday card, just so they feel like you've stopped for a minute to like think about them and appreciate their business.
Yeah. Even I was thinking like, if you're creating, because I know for my holiday cards, it's like, I don't sign them. It's just like I get them printed, I put them in an envelope, off they go. But if even you were to take like a little sticky note and just write on there like a sentence of like, hey, you know, so and so and so and so. Hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday season, Nicole. You know, like even just that is amazing. But yeah, that's it, it's so nice to just get something because, you know, just think back to when you're just running ragged around the holiday season. It's so busy and you just get like this little gift. I mean, no matter what it is, it just makes you smile.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. So quick question though about the mini etchings. Are these some things that you have like on hand? Is there a lead time? Because I know a lot of labs, I've been getting a ton of emails from my labs like order by X date, or the shipping price is going up, or it's getting more expensive, or here's our hard cutoff time, because that's like right around the corner.
Right.
Like,
I know.
if not already passed by the time this airs. So, what do you, for if someone is like, oh, a mini etching would be cute, can you tell us about those? Like what breeds? And I know you said cat. And then like if there's a lead time.
Yeah. So the nice thing too about these was I wanted to make something that was pre-made because, you know, most of my etchings are custom. So people will send me their photo and then I etch the photo onto a metal plate and, you know, run it through on my printing press. But I wanted something smaller. And that's why I can offer them at the $35 price, is because they're already made. And so sometimes people will have me just personalize it with a pet's name down below.
Oh, nice.
So it's like totally ready to go. But the funny thing is a lot of people started asking for like custom noses. I wasn't expecting that. And so they'd send me their photo and just want me to do like an etching of the nose.
Yeah.
So I finally put the product up on my website and have that up there. But these are nice because they're, you know, they're already made. They're easy for me to just pop in the mail, and they come in a little 5x5 mat. So you can gift them this way, or there's these little tiny table easels that I found at Hobby Lobby.
Cute. Yeah.
And I think Michael's has them too. And that way, I mean, these cost like, I don't know, $1 or something.
Right.
And so it's easy to, you know, gift them with this so they can start enjoying it right away.
Perfect.
Or the 5x5 size is a standard frame size, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So anyway, people can, you know, do whatever they want, but it's cute just even by itself because I have it wrapped like in a little craft envelope with a stamp of my logo, Greyboy pet prints, you know, and then have it wrapped with pretty ribbon. And it's just a fun, like thinking of you gift. So
that's perfect. That's awesome. And then did I hear you say before that you're going to have a special code for Hair of the Dog listeners if they would like to do something?
Yeah. For those who wanted to order their own custom etching, I will offer that code. So let's do Hair of the Dog. So HOTD and then 30. So I can do a 30% savings because your guys' images are gorgeous and it's so much easier to do than like somebody's.
The ones that are lit absolutely horrendously. And you're like, oh man.
Yeah. Gotta work some magic on this one.
Yeah. We talked a little bit about your process in episode 29, which like requires taking it in and like changing some contrast so you have enough to like work with. So when you have a well-lit image, it makes your job much easier.
Totally. Oh my gosh. Pet photographer images are a dream to work on. So yes.
That's perfect. Better. And so though, so those are the custom pieces that has the discount. And then if they want to order any of these like in stock kind of noses, you just go to the website and those aren't part of the discount, but they are there and they are really affordable. So it's a great little gift.
And if somebody does decide to do that for client gifting, I'm happy to do like a bundle.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So just reach out to Mandi for that. Mm-hmm. That's fantastic. I hope this has gotten everybody thinking about what they might want to offer some clients or how to just navigate that whole gift certificate madness, because that's really what it is. And I think Oh my gosh. If we can save just one photographer, Mandi, from like having to learn the hard way why selling a $199 gift certificate to somebody that was like a friend of the purchaser that doesn't value pet photography and it just covered the session fee.
Right.
Oh, yeah. That's not pleasant. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it.
Right.
So if you've listened to this, just say no. And yeah, create your own little fence around your gift certificate offerings. Mandi, thank you for being here with us. Can you let everybody know what your website is, where to find you, all that good stuff?
Right. So on social media, I'm on Facebook and Instagram as Greyboy Pet Prints. I'm also on Clubhouse for those of you who are on Clubhouse. And
is it Greyboy with Grey?
Yep.
Yeah.
Greyboy Pet Prints. But my website, this is confusing, is greyboypetportraits.com.
Okay, gotcha.
So
gotcha.
That's how you find me.
Perfect. Awesome. Awesome. Mandi, thank you so much. Do you have any parting words of advice for anybody out there listening, coming up to this busy holiday season with their clients or potential clients?
Right. I think just making it as easy as we can, because I know this season is stressful just for anybody, but then when you own your own business, it's like, wait, what am I supposed to do for Black Friday, Small Business Day, like Cyber Monday,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just keeping it simple. And then with the gift certificates, just being of greater service by one, making sure they know exactly what it covers, and two, just suggesting, hey, if you want to do the intro email, that would totally, make it even more special for your recipient and, just those kinds of things.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, absolutely. I love that you brought up actually like Cyber Monday and all the things. Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. It's like every day has a day. And I think a lot of people get completely overwhelmed feeling like they need to take part of every single one of those.
Yes.
And you guys, 100% optional. Like there's so much noise. I'm not doing anything in my photography business or hair of the dog with any of it. Partly because I'm going to be totally off the grid on vacation in the Galapagos at that point. But also just because there's so much noise during that time that I don't know. I think you're better served. This is a whole nother conversation. Taking that like email connection point and utilizing that before or after or in different ways that are more of service and not just, hey, sale, because everything's on sale. So don't feel like you have to be part of that. Of course, if there's something that you feel called, you're like, oh, I think this is a great fit for my brand or my business. Sure, you can definitely do that. But you always just want to keep an eye on what kind of sales you're offering, because there's a different kind of sale. Like, for instance, how often do you go to Apple's website and be like, oh man, computers are 20% off today? Like, never. How often do you go into Kohl's and they're like, hey, everything's 20% off. Here's your 37 coupons. Oh, every day. So just make sure you know which lane your brand is staying in. And, and there's nothing wrong with offering a special discount to a small segment of your audience directly. But always think twice before posting sales and special offers like all over your website, all over online for like public facing, because I think that starts to put you more into that Kohl's lane where, Apple doesn't really do any discounts, so you don't have to do any discounts. But you can kind of even do a middle of the road of sometimes offering a special something to people directly, or maybe even you could like even reach out to your best clients and, it doesn't have to be around gift certificates or Christmas. It can be like the beginning of the year and just say, hey, thank you so much for being an incredible client. I want to gift, if you know other people that would enjoy this experience, like I would love to gift them with XYZ, special offer, gift certificate, whatever. You can figure out what that looks like. But, and offering that client to be like, if you want another session at any point, you're always welcome to the same offer. And, it's reaching out to those direct people. It's somebody that's already worked with you, already knows you, already loves you, knows what the price point is. So they would never offer that to any of their friends that they don't think could afford it. If their friends value it, it's a totally different story and they probably wouldn't follow through, but they at least know that their friend likely has some disposable income. So I'm just going off on a whole nother tangent here. That's not really related to the podcast, but I thought it was
that's
helpful.
Okay. No, that's helpful to people around this time,
Yeah.
There's so much pressure. Like
There
I hear
is.
this Q4 is here. Like, what are you going to do? It's just
right. And it's Cyber Monday. What are you doing? Small Business Saturday. You have to put an offer out. You don't have to.
No.
I mean, it could even be as, hey, it's Small Business Saturday. We're a small business. Here's a couple other great small businesses to support.
Yep.
Done. It doesn't have to be a sale.
Nope.
So, yeah.
Or it can be a free gift with purchase.
Exactly. Those are great too. That's the types of offers I actually really enjoy doing, which is something like, hey, if your session fee is usually just a session fee, maybe it's, hey, if you book during this week or whatever, your session fee becomes a product credit. Or when you purchase, a 16 by 24 or larger wall piece, you're going to get the complimentary the digital file of that piece included, whatever. It could be like a gift. When you purchase this, you get this special thing. So those are the best. Those do not put you in the Kohl's lane, which I actually have a whole bunch of stuff. Did you guys know? I'm sure you do. When you order stuff from Amazon, so much easier now. You can drop it off at different places. So our closest is a Kohl's. And I mean, they're smart. They are smart and they run in their lane well. They know what their lane is, and their lane is the lane of the always having a sale. Because you drop off your Amazon stuff to return, and they're like, here's a 20% off coupon. And then it sucks you in because if you spend whatever amount, $50, here's your Kohl's cash, come back because it's free money. And then you spend some more and you're like, here's some more Kohl's cash. And it's like, help me, I need to get out of this Kohl's cash cycle.
Totally.
It's terrible.
They know what works.
They do. So not saying it's bad if you want to play in the Kohl's lane for your business. Just know that you are and do it on purpose. That's my only goal. Because really, truly, a pet photography business can be high volume, low volume. It can look like whatever you want, but I just want you to make that decision with purpose. So anyway, I think that's a good spot to wrap up. Or I'll keep going on random pricing tangents. Oh, Mandi, thank you again for being here with us. And you have a wonderful holiday season.
Thank you. You too. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Thank you. And to all of you guys out there in HOD land, right back at you. Same to you. And we will see you next week. Bye, everybody. If you enjoyed this podcast episode, go ahead and take a screenshot of this episode on your phone and post it up there on your Instagram stories, and be sure to tag us at Hair of the Dog Academy. And we would just love to see how you're listening. And full disclosure, sometimes we just like to give away a little pet photographer swag in the form of Hair of the Dog t-shirts and sweatshirts. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and share that screenshot of this episode. And don't forget to tag us at Hair of the Dog Academy. And while you're there, maybe you want to jump on over to our account and see what we're up to on the gram. Would love to connect with you. Thanks for listening to the Hair of the Dog podcast. This was episode number 113. If you want to check out the show notes for access to any of these links, simply go to www.hairofthedogacademy.com/113.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Hair of the Dog podcast. If you enjoyed this show, please take a minute to leave a review. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming episodes. One last thing, if you are ready to dive into more resources, head over to our website at www.hairofthedogacademy.com. Thanks for being a part of this pet photography community.